Hello everybody! When I think about it, and boy do I ever like to overthink stuff, speakers of English, either as a first or second language, but especially native speakers, say some of the silliest things to each other. Now we here at Squarehead didn't make this video to be total pedantic losers, well perhaps just a little bit, but we do feel that some of what we consider blatant misuse of semantics and common vernacular is a valuable comedic resource. Let us begin with some potty humor, shall we? When English speakers need to defecate, we often refer to this as having to take a shit. You've likely already guessed where we're gonna go with this one. I've always had a problem with this because I tend to leave it behind rather than take it with me, but I've always felt alone on the matter and usually just accepted that this is how we say shit. It wasn't until I was an English as a second language instructor that I really connected with someone over the absurdity of this expression, especially as it is pretty idiomatic to English. Thus native speakers just kinda use it without really thinking about it. So anyway, sometimes I tried to mess with my pupils and explain that we actually mean this literally.
Hey, big boy.
Yes?
I have a shit. Would you like to take it?
Don't mind if I do. So now, if you've had a hankering to take a shit, and held it in for so long that you started to walk in a goofy fashion, once having finally had the opportunity to relieve yourself, you might have felt like you were on top of the world. There are, of course, other reasons for which one may feel as though he's on top of the world. A promotion at work, for example. A hot date planned for the evening. Or perhaps he was finally able to order something other than chicken at a restaurant in some Asian country because he was finally starting to understand the language. The funny thing about this is, do you know who else is on top of the world?
Everybody.
Literally. Or at least most of literally every living body. If you, as I, generally hang out on the planet's surface, then you are on top of the world. I imagine that one could posit, however, that some mariners who are actively on duty are not on top of the world, lest of course the submarine be surfaced. Mind you, not being on top of the world could apply to some other folks too. People visiting the planet core, for example. Moving along. Vanilla. I do love me some vanilla. It's a long, stringy black thing with both an appealing odor and an appealing taste, and its culinary uses span from savory to sugary. Interestingly, though, vanilla has been for some time a metaphor for white people, or anything white people related, and oftentimes in a pejorative sense. I certainly don't bring this up because I find this offensive. In fact, I kinda like it. It's just that, as a sentient English speaker who is not blind and understands the most common meaning and usage of vanilla, how anyone ever came up with this confuses me. Now let's follow that by something a little more in the realm of racial tension.
Reverse racism.
This is one of the more confounding terms I believe I've ever heard. Its semantic value should cause it to sound weird to any right-thinking person with an IQ higher than the size of his footwear. To me, a reverse racist would be anyone who makes an effort to undo racism, or at least, generally not be racist. But no, it apparently refers to racist people who aren't white. And furthermore, this term seems to be majoritarily applied to black people who are racist. To show you just how silly this is, imagine if we called this distinguished scientist a reverse astrophysicist. Or this accomplished thespian a reverse actress. Or what if we called this award-winning science fiction writer a reverse author? Or if we called this person a oh, never mind. Anyway, hopefully you get the point. Let's lighten the mood a bit now. This next one is an expression that the English-speaking world borrowed from the Germans. It's kinda special, so listen closely. Ich hab einen Totenvogel in meiner Tasche und deshalb trinke ich so viel.
Hey, Squarehead.
Oh hi, quadratischer Kopf.
What is wrong with you, yeah? No one in Germany would say that.
Really? Not even if the root of one's alcoholism was perished fowl sequestered in one's garment?
Was?
Here's one that oftentimes is used in a way that makes sense, but other times its usage can defy all logic. Good as new. It's as good as new. Now let's for the sake of argument say that you're an adventurous type who likes to masturbate with a cheese grater. But perhaps you exert a bit too much force on your device and so you break it. However, you just happen to have a friend who repairs cheese graters and so he fixes it for you. If the repair is of excellent quality, it would be logical to say that the device is as good as new. Some people, though, use this expression synonymously with being fully healed, which is silly. Here's a scenario to illustrate why this is asinine. On the way to get your cheese grater repaired, some driver carelessly backed into you with his car and broke your ankle. After however much time you spent hobbling about in a cast, you finally get to take the cast off. Someone now seeing you without your cast may inquire,
Hey, how's the ankle?
And you reply,
Good as new.
This is technically what you're saying. Now I don't know about your situation, but I, being a 100-kilogram adult, shouldn't likely be very ambulatory if one of my ankles had the bone and muscle development of a newborn baby's ankle. But enough of that. If you've tolerated this video thus far, you may be starting to think that I am in fact a pedantic jackass.
Or as the cool kids call it, a grammar Nazi.
And just about all my family and friends would agree with you. I'm just kidding. I don't really have any friends. I just know some people who tolerate my mental instability if I pay for the beer. Anyway, allow me to unveil that there is a descriptivist linguist side to me as well. One of the truly silliest things I've ever heard comes to us courtesy of the old folks, who can't understand the young ones and who have no idea how ridiculous they sound when they say, "That must be one of those made-up words." I've got some news for you, Grandma. All words are made up. That's how language works. New things get invented. People find themselves in new and fascinating circumstances that are sometimes unable to be expressed with the words that are already at our disposal. These situations require that new words be made up. Furthermore, when people converse in a colloquial register, they tend to abridge or otherwise morph their diction, because they think it sounds cooler or they think it more efficient, etc. So long as the interlocutors can understand each other, who cares? And of course, thanks for listening to me babble, and we here at Squarehead hope you will check out our next video of me yattering on about something likely to be equally as arbitrary. Cheerio!